Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Today, we bask in the light of mustachioed greatness. Hi, this is Daniel Seguda, host of the Mustachioed Podcastio. You like mustaches? You like movies? You like sexy Chicanos? Well, the Podcastio is the place for you. We are talking legendary mustaches from Charles Bronson to the Great Burt Reynolds to the OG Ice-T. Find the Mustachioed Podcastio anywhere you listen to podcasts. That is M-O-U-S-T-Ashioed Podcastio.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. And today I'm joined by longtime listener, first-time guest, Kevin Vallery. What's going on, bud?
What's going on, Dave? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I know you've been
excited.
You've been wanting to be a guest on for a minute now.
I'm very interested in the subject matter.
Are you, though?
I don't really know anything. I didn't even know what the word cryptid meant. But, you know, I have a couple people that I know are big fans of Sasquatch.
Yeah.
So it's been in the front of my mind lately.
Well,
and then I'm always a big alien guy. So,
well, lucky for you, I did choose an alien for you today.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's exciting.
It's fucking weird, and I don't know if anyone's ever seen it before or after. And I think this is a perfect one for you because I know you wanted weird, right? You didn't want just like a run of the mill, like nothing.
I do like to dabble in the weird.
All right. Well, before we start, man, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. You're looking good. I'm sure you're feeling good. You got a pedicure this morning, so.
I did. I'm all sparkly, feeling good. My calves are refreshed.
Wait, do they do
nice.
calves during pedicure?
They do a little massage. You get a little calf massage. They get in between your toes.
See, I thought it was just a foot thing. I didn't realize it was just like a knee down thing.
It's a little bit of a pampering.
Oh, well, sometimes it's good. You got to like release the stress.
Well, like I said, I had a male, which was the first time. So he had strong hands. And my wife was complaining that her patron or whatever, the lady was spaghetti hands.
Oh, so you got.
I feel like I made out on that deal.
You were too rough with, and she wasn't rough enough with.
Right. It was a little painful though. Most painful pedicure I've ever had, for sure.
Me and my wife did our first like couples deep tissue massage like sometime during the winter. And it was our first time doing it. And they're like, how much pressure do you want? And I was just like, I don't know, normal amount. I should have said, like, just put your fucking elbows into it.
Max. It's always max pressure.
It was nothing. And I felt almost more tense after than.
Like you missed an opportunity.
Yeah. I think I was disappointed in myself and that stress really just released back into my muscles.
It's not good.
No.
Yeah. I always ask for, just like Indian food, max hot.
Oh yeah,
give me the hottest you got. Massage, give me as most pressure.
All right, Kev. Well, now that you're relaxed, the pressure's off your feet.
As relaxed as it gets, I guess. Yeah, let's do it.
Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
All right. So the creature we're going to be talking about today is called the crazy critter of Bald Mountain. Are you familiar with it at all? I'm going to assume no, but
no, not even close.
Okay. Well, Bald Mountain is located in the southwestern corner of Washington State and is just one of 15 different peaks within that mountain range that are also named Bald Mountain, ranging in elevation from 1,500 feet all the way up to 8,000 feet. So it's not confusing at all. There's just 15 different bald mountains all in this little
Washington
area.
State.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So the Bald Mountain that we're going to be talking about sits somewhere in the middle of the height range of about 6,000 feet. At least I think. I can't find.
It's hikeable.
I can't find like a county or a town that the mountain is in, so I'm just going off what other people have talked about. Which is the problem with naming all 15 peaks Bald Mountain, like trying to find any sort of like geographical.
Bald 1, Bald 2.
Yeah, like just get your shit together, Washington. Like I'm trying to write an episode and I can't fill it with fun, interesting facts about the town if there's no way to tell which one it is.
Almost like Pluto being a planetoid. How many mountains are there? How many peaks would we be talking about?
Yeah, and no idea. But anyways, the crazy critter story begins on the night of November 14th, 1974, when a fiery object was seen streaking across the night sky, eventually crashing to the ground roughly 5 miles away from Bald Mountain. Which Bald Mountain? I don't know.
You don't know. I was about to say, where are we in Washington State right now? Okay.
The object was witnessed by several locals who reported the incident to local authorities. And I just want to say that I would have hated to be like the police dispatch person that night. They're like, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, hi, a giant fireball just like crashed up by Bald Mountain. Sir, you're going to have to be more specific. Which Bald Mountain are you talking about?
Which bald? Where, sir? What fireball? How many?
So
I have the picture in my head though. It looks glorious,
right? I've always wanted to see like like you see those like Russian dash cams like meteors falling and they like I want to see one of those.
Well, I feel like it's for some reason I feel like it's the box art for Fire in the Sky, but I'm not sure. Like the picture in my head.
I don't know. I've never seen a shooting star in my entire life.
Oh my gosh!
Even growing up in New Hampshire, like where there's like no light pollution. Never once.
Yeah. Oh, Colorado, there's a lot. But one time I went outside and looked up and I thought I was looking at a bunch of stars and slowly realized they're all planes.
What?
They're all planes.
They're all shooting stars?
Even in those remote countries that, like I said, the light pollution's not there. You think you have this gray star field and still the majority of them are planes.
That can't be right.
It's disappointing.
That can't be right.
I've seen it with my own eyes. It was disappointing.
That doesn't make any sense, Kevin, at all. You're saying all like
Trust me.
most of the stars in the sky are planes?
Way more stars than you think are planes.
Kevin.
When you have that total view, because the view just gives you the view. It doesn't give you, there's not more stars. You just see what's up there. And there are a ton of planes up there.
Well, I'm sure there's a shit ton of planes, but you can't say most of them are planes. There's clearly
obviously, but viewable stars versus viewable planes, way more viewable planes than stars.
That's fair.
In my opinion.
I'll give you that.
All right.
So the locals all got to see like a sick light show in the night sky, but nothing really came of it. They probably just assumed it was like a meteor or something. But it wasn't until 3 days later that a few local residents would figure out that it may have been something significantly more than just like a rogue shooting star. So on November 17th, like I said, just 3 days after the fiery object crashed down to Earth, local grocer Ernest Smith was out.
Oh, the grocer.
was
back in the day when you could support your family on a grocer's wage.
Dude, right?
Go ahead. Sorry. Wow.
Ernest Smith was out deer hunting near Bald Mountain, quietly stalking through the woods, decked out in camo and covered in deer piss. I think that's a hunting thing. I remember my uncles used to get bottles of deer piss to like.
I know urine is involved for sure.
That's all I know. I know there's pee involved in hunting, which is fucking wild. But either way, Ernest was hoping to bag a nice 10-point buck, mount that shit on your wall type trophy thing, something that you could like brag to your friends about in like a Walmart parking lot while it's still in the bed of your truck. That kind of deer. He's looking for that.
Yeah, 10-pointer.
Yeah, but
okay.
But what he would stumble across was decidedly not that. In fact, what he saw was a creature so fucking weird that there's literally no parallel or comparison to it in all of like cryptozoology, paranormal, or alien.
I feel like I hit the jackpot right now. I thought it was really some Pocono stuff. This is good.
As far as I'm aware, there's no other thing that has ever been described that looks like this thing. I don't know if you're ready for this. Are you ready for this?
No, I'm very excited. Do it.
All right. So what he saw, his description goes, quote, "It was horse-sized, covered in scales, and standing on 4 rubbery legs that had suckers on it like that of an octopus's tentacles."
Hold on.
Hold on. Its head was football-shaped with an antenna sticking up. And not only was it a nightmare chimera, but that it was also bioluminescent, that, quote, "the thing gave off this green iridescent light," end quote.
It had to be bioluminescent. It just had to be.
So where are we right now? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like this is similar to like AJ when he was on here. I feel like I want to draw this thing.
Oh,
sounds amazing.
I'll send you a picture, like an artist depiction of it after we finish.
Oh,
this show.
Oh man. So I feel like I just need to bullet point the description.
Yeah, so it's
because that was wild.
Horse-sized, covered in scales, standing on 4 rubbery legs with suckers like octopus tentacles.
Yeah.
Football-shaped head with an antenna, and it's glowing green.
So I feel like the scales have to be like iridescent. You know, I'm getting a shimmery type of mystical.
Oh, so you think it's like light reflecting off the scales?
It may have some sort of bioluminescence, but I mean, the scales themselves have to be iridescent or maybe translucent or something. This seems crazy.
See, in my head, I was thinking, well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh my
gosh. So he doesn't share whether the creature even noticed him or what it or his reactions like were to each other. I'm going to assume his reaction was somewhere in the ballpark of, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. Like,
it's a horse size.
Yeah, which is a proper human response, I would think, to seeing.
It would do so much damage with tentacle arms and wow.
Well, as far as I know, it didn't attack him. Yeah, horse size? That's fucking massive, dude. I honestly didn't put together how big it was until you just said horse sized again. Horses are fucking
and
massive.
There's so many different and a horse can be really big.
Like a fucking
like a Clydesdale.
Yeah.
Like you were looking at maybe its butthole if you're lucky.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you're looking at its butthole.
If you're lucky, it depends on what side of the tracks. If that consider that lucky or not. If you're looking at a butthole, Clydesdale, but
putting that on a t-shirt. If you're lucky, you're looking at its butthole.
There should be a few of those podcasts.
No. If this thing had only been seen by the grocer, his story, like the description he gave, and just overall vibe.
He's a grocer.
Yeah, he would have been seen as like this would have been seen as like the rantings and ravings of a lunatic. But lucky for him, he wasn't the only one who got a sight of what I will now be dubbing Horsula. That's a combination of horse and Ursula from The Little Mermaid. I think that's what I'm going to be calling it from now on.
That's tough.
Horsula?
That's tough. Horsula is tough.
It's easier than the crazy critter of Bald Mountain. That's an aggressive name.
This does not seem critter-ish to me. Critters is
small.
A little thing that meanders about, and you could like throw a rock at it, as people love to do. You throw a rock at it. Yeah. This thing is not a critter.
Like a chipmunk.
So maybe closer to Horsula than crazy critter, I guess.
No, a Tacoma couple, Roger and wife's name redacted, Ramsbaugh, I don't know the wife's name, were driving along State Route 7 through the Bald Mountain Range shortly after dusk. The evening air was filled with fog, and as they were driving, they noticed a faint glow off the side of the road and assumed it was a, quote, neon sign in the fog. Just, on a mountain highway. That's
obviously what it would be, clearly, because that's what you need in the middle of nowhere is a power source.
Yeah, out of what I assume was a mixture of curiosity and confusion, they slowed down to get a better look. It was then that they realized what they were actually seeing was not a neon sign off the side of the road in the mountains, because obviously, but was indeed the same glowing horse tentacle monster that Ernest had seen not long before that.
Now
what do you got?
Do they have a description?
Oh, it was this? They gave the same description.
The same, the horse and the
tentacles,
the
whole
wiggle
thing.
legs, and get the fuck out of here, man. Man, like I am down with being a bunch of different types of aliens and multidimensional and interdimensional and visible and not, but this thing seems absolutely ridiculous.
It's wild. And the fact that more than 2 people saw it, I'm not saying it gives it credence. This whole thing could be completely like someone could have wrote this as like a short story essay and then someone fucking ran with it, or someone in the newspaper wrote this.
I'd like to go with my gut on these things.
What's your gut?
And my gut says Horsula is real.
Horsula is real.
This early with the information I have currently, Horsula is real.
I'm inclined to agree. And I'm not going to disagree, but it wasn't long after this second. It wasn't long after this second encounter that the local and regional news outlets started reporting on the encounters and they actually gave this thing its name, the crazy critter of Bald Mountain, and even speculating that maybe the fiery object in the sky seen a few days later may be connected to whatever this thing is.
I can see putting those two things together.
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Fiery thing in the sky. Horse-sized, scaled, tentacle-legged, mystical being. They got to be related, is it? Yeah.
Oh, what do you got?
It's just, I don't know. You just want to look at these people in the eye. They're telling the story, because then if you could talk to them and see them, you could maybe get a real sense of their bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, if they had like genuine fear or genuine, like a generosity, I don't know, genuinely, if they were genuine, you could see it, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure. That be their integrity?
Maybe. I don't know. Now, Kevin, this has been a pretty weird story so far, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We could probably end it here and be satisfied, right, Kevin?
We could.
Well, you're wrong, Kevin. Because no good alien story isn't complete until there is a visit from the Men in Black.
Oh.
So not too long after the stories of UFO...
I knew it was real. I knew it. Horsley was real. I knew it. They don't show up unless there's an issue.
Exactly. So not too long after the stories of UFO crashes and weird horse aliens started hitting the papers, local sheriff William H. Weister launched an investigation into the matter. And I just want to say this. I love when small town police are like, we're going to be the ones to crack this
We got
case.
this.
Like, dude,
We got this.
it's the mid 70s. Your budget is maybe $1,000. You have 4 deputies.
You have 11 bullets.
Yeah, you have 2 sidearms between all of you. Like, you're the ones who are going to be the ones to once and for all prove aliens are real. Like, I don't know why, but
They're going to put him in the back of the squad car.
I
Like
just
that's what
love
they
that
got.
concept that this old man sheriff is like, well, yeah, he's ready to go. He's ready to go.
No way. There's delusions of grandeur. These guys
Well,
waiting for their shot. They see that as their shot.
but people in the 70s, they just had like a undeserved sense of
Dude, they were go-getters, self-starters.
I guess
The working man's generation.
I think that had to do with all the lead in the air from all the leaded fuel. I'm sure it just
A lot of lead paint,
yeah, everything was lead,
lead pipes.
probably radioactive.
The only thing that wasn't lead was the pencils.
That's graphite.
Always been graphite.
Oh, has it really?
Oh yeah, never lead.
Are you fucking with me right now? Then why do we call it lead?
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, unfortunately for the sheriff and his deputies, they never got the chance. Not long after opening the investigation, it was immediately halted by individuals claiming to represent the Air Force and NASA. Now, the quote-unquote officials were said to have been wearing military uniforms, but didn't seem to have any type of identifiable emblems or markings on them.
No insignias, just jumpsuits.
Yeah, and they were also allegedly heavily armed. It's assumed that these officials probably came from McCord Air Force Base, which is in the area.
Okay.
But once this crack team of extraterrestrial investigators showed up, any and all information on the critter disappeared, and the critter itself was never seen again, leaving behind so many questions. What happened to it? Did the Men in Black track it down and capture it, use it for like weird experiments? Did it return home? Where was home? Was it from space? It had tentacles and it glowed. Maybe it came from the ocean, where those traits are more common in deep sea creatures. If so, how did it end up this far inland?
I was thinking about the deep sea thing during the initial description. It sounded like it had a lot of traits of a deep sea underwater creature.
Right?
The
Now-
bioluminescence,
Tentacles.
fucking tentacles, obviously.
The antenna on top of its head could be like an
Its
anglerfish type thing.
Horse size with tentacle feet. Like, you're going to need some sort of buoyancy. That's unless those things are like, maybe they could be like anaconda strong.
Well, let's put it was horse size. It didn't say it was the shape of a horse. Like, you're picturing, I think in your head you're picturing a horse's body.
In my head.
It's a
You
horse's
named
body with tentacle legs.
Horsula. You named it Horsula. Did you not? Now, in my head, it's a horse. It is a horse shape with where the horse's legs would be are giant tentacles that it flops around like when the octopodes or whatever walk on the bottom of the seafloor.
Yeah, it's horse size.
All right. So
it's not horse shaped.
start sketch. I feel like I got to see the artist rendering. I almost don't want to see the artist rendering. I want to bullet point the description and draw a few and then look at the artist rendering and see
So you don't want me to say,
where I'd land. You can send it, but I'm not going to look at it until after I get a few ideas sketched out.
Okay. I'll save it until you show me your sketches, then I'll
Okay.
then I'll show you.
You don't
where
trust
it
me.
is.
I do have a hard time with that. Maybe I don't like surprises. Although I didn't know the sex of my son until he was born, so I did. That was a big surprise. But anyway, horse blood. So not a horse.
It's not
necessarily a horse shape, but the size.
It's not. Yeah, it's
this
not.
changes everything. This changes everything.
Do you feel better about it now, or do you feel worse about it?
Well, a bit more alien, less weird. It was way weirder when I had it as a horse shape. Now it could be any shape, which kind of makes more sense with the, like the appendages and the physical traits I had to work with.
It would have been wild if it was just literally like a chimera.
This may have been a different podcast if I didn't think it was a horse from the beginning.
I'm happy with the way it's going so far.
I mean, I'm on board with the horse.
We're already almost at the end of it, so that's, we're killing it.
I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, it's like one of those car rides that just flows by.
So
All right.
We may never get the answers to these questions, but hey, sometimes mystery is part of the fun with these types of stories, and it keeps it in the minds of those who like this sort of stuff, ensuring that tales like these don't just like fade into obscurity. But Kevin,
we cannot let Horsula fade. It's never going to fade. It will live on in my family for generations to come.
You're going to tell the story to your kid?
Probably as a horse. I'm going to tell them when I leave the room. I'm going to go upstairs and be like, bud, listen to this shit right here. I'm going to tell you a yarn. I'm going to spin you a yarn, my son.
So, Kevin, that was the tale of the crazy critter of Bald Mountains. Now, I want to get. Obviously, I know you love it so far, but where are you as far as like some of these questions that people had? Like, do you think that the reason why it never returned is because the Men in Black captured it, or do you think it returned home, or do you think it's a sea thing?
It's all so implied. Like the Men in Black showing up and then it disappearing. Like it's clear they want you to think that they have a handle on it. But did they ever?
They usually never do.
What came of the fiery fireball crash? Was there no wreckage ever?
I don't think anyone ever investigated it.
It seems to be like it's linked, but there's like, we found something like some sort of crashed dome that this amorphous blob tentacled horse being lived in. This was piloting the interstellar universe. I don't know, but you would think you don't necessarily need nuts and bolts spacecraft if you're gonna,
no.
Maybe he blipped out. Maybe he did open a portal. He had a little biotechnological device where he boop, boop, boop. And
but also,
maybe he opened up a portal on the side of the highway and went right to his world, which is underwater. Maybe one of those water worlds like on Star Wars.
But if
whatever the planet was where they made the clones.
Oh, Camino?
Camino. Very good.
Yeah, look at that. Dude, I got Star Wars posters all over my walls. I know my shit.
I do. I see it. Yeah. I knew you'd know.
But I don't.
You knew that One Piece thing. You know a lot about this kind of stuff than I do.
I don't watch One Piece. I just think it's funny that I asked you if you had the rest of my One Piece stuff, and you thought I just meant literally the One Piece.
You had the One Piece. I told a bunch of people that story. They're all laughing at me. They knew. My brother knew. He's like, yeah, that's funny. You didn't know? No, I don't know. He's 15. I don't know.
Well, you got to be more of a nerd, Kev. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't watch much TV anymore.
Yeah. Well, don't get into One Piece because there's 9,000 episodes and it's still going, so you'll never catch up.
I can't do those things. It's too much for me. I'm getting old, man.
But just what you were saying about it opened a portal. I mean, like, I don't think it would have been a nuts and bolts UFO type thing with this thing. First of all, it has tentacles for hands. What the fuck is it going to do?
But then, like, what are we talking about with the firing? If it is a portal being or interdimensional, then it does whatever. The Men in Black are not going to be able to catch it because it's going to blip out. But if it did come in the spacecraft and that thing crashed, then maybe the Men in Black did get a hold of this actual physical being and haul them away in some base in New Mexico or something, where your cloud is for your iPhone pictures. They're right next door to each other.
I think that the fireball and the critter are just two separate events that just happen to like coincide with one another. I don't think they're related. Shitfall. I mean, it's Washington. I mean, I'm sure. Like,
I guess, man. But you've never seen a shooting star, and I've seen 4 in one night before. It's not like so uncommon.
Just brag about it.
But I guess I did feel a little braggy when I said it. I didn't mean to come off like that.
But also,
Thought I was doing well.
the Men in Black, I feel like they never actually accomplish anything. They don't like
It's a government agency.
They just show up after the fact, tell you to stop talking about it, and then they just fuck off. Like they don't do anything. Like when the Mothman was showing up around fucking Point Pleasant, they just showed up, acted weird as fuck, and then that bridge still collapsed and killed a bunch of people. Like they're not preventing anything.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
Exactly.
They're more just like observe and document. That's all. They don't have any real power.
And prevent you from talking about it. That's all it is.
They're trying to keep you on the wraps.
But the people still talk about it, and then they don't die. So like it's fine. They're probably just a bunch of
Hope I
nerds.
don't die. Yeah.
You're fine. Are you looking out your window right now, making sure there's no Men in Black?
There's a turkey.
Is it turkey?
Yeah.
What is your life, Kevin?
It happens. It happens sometimes.
Oh shit! All right, Kevin. Well, that is the story. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Usually I tell my guests if they have anything they want to plug, they can plug it here. I don't know if you have anything going on that you would like.
Absolutely not.
All right, sick. Well, thanks so much, everyone. I'm gonna plug a bunch of shit. Follow me on Instagram at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow me on Twitter at Cryptid Cocktail. I don't ever use it. Follow me on TikTok at Cryptid Cocktail Party. I sometimes use it, but I'm old, so I don't really get it.
Is that Twitter?
TikTok.
Yeah, I don't. Oh,
Yeah.
TikTok. No, you can't. Oh, man. I'm not going to get into it.
Bro, if China wants to steal my
It's fine,
fucking
it's fine.
shit, they can have it.
It's fine.
I got nothing
Do your
going
thing.
on. My
Do your
credit's
thing.
shot. I have no money. Like, what are they gonna do?
Communism's coming back.
Steal my data? What data? I got nothing. I put all this
I
shit on the
understand.
internet anyways. It's fine.
Iris, no, it's great. The kids love it. I'll blow up on TikTok.
All right. And if you want to support the show, there is a link in the episode description. You can donate to the virtual tip jar one time, weekly, monthly, however much you want to pay me to keep drinking and talking shit. But with that, Kevin, you want to say bye to everyone?
Well, I'd like to say it's probably worth it just for the Frogman episode alone, because I've listened to that John Bunting Frogman episode a handful of times and just cracks me up every time.
Really?
But yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, dude, it's freaking hilarious.
Well, I appreciate that. All
Yeah.
right. Say goodbye to everyone, Kevin.
Bye, everybody. Thanks so much, Dave.